Hello, everyone. People have been very helpful coming forward with a lot of advice about what to do about Koraniyule and dealing with having two copyright strikes from Ralph, who is, well, not behaving honourably in my view. But anyway, I wanted to say that Koraniyule is not a threatening kind of interview. It's really about you. I want to be the facilitator of you saying what it is you want to say and to, give the bee in your bonnet free rein. And I'm not going to be pushing my ideas on you. I will be helping you to express your ideas. So I don't quite see why people seem to be a little afraid. They're not exactly banging at my door to be my guest. And that is a little disappointing. Is it because I am imbued with a certain reputation or secular Quranism or I don't know. Perhaps I'm just not very popular with nationalists because of my particular views and the way in which I express them. But I assure you that I can be pleasant, agreeable, accommodating, kind, friendly, and an easy person to get on with, I like to think. I particularly welcome female guests this year because, I know they are rare as gold dust in these circles. The ones that I do know who are respectable and educated are few and discreet, and perhaps they don't like my persona. I don't know. But anyway, I hope, if you know anybody who'd like to come, it doesn't even have to be about politics. Um, I think it would be fun. Obviously I can turn anything into politics if I wanted to, but the idea really is to have a range of guests, and it doesn't have to be about politics, to explain your life and your perspective on how you think things are going. Domingo, you haven't been a guest yet. Why are you being so shy? Hmm? People are agog to have you. Can you think of guests you would like me to have? We can have a sort of, fantasy Karani of your favorite guests. Can you think offhand of anybody you'd like to appear? For me, it would be the Pope, the Archbishop of Canterbury, a chief rabbi or two. Um, what else? I think a comedian would be fun. So how about you, Domingo? I should have Alison. Well, I'd love to have Alison, except that she's subject to restrictions, and I, I'd love to have her, but I know it. She won't be able to join us, even if she wanted to, and it's possible that she might want to. Tell you what, why don't you pretend to be her? You're good at pretending to be other people, so you could pretend to be her, and then that would be quite fun. Do you have a few stock characters, Domingo, that you It's very funny when you pretend to be a woman. But well, I mean, you could keep you could keep coming as um, one of your, well, a whole range of the characters that you pretend to be. That would be fun, I think, and people won't know, and unless you tell them later, right? You've got this. I bet you can't do her accent. I mean, do you know what it is? I mean, can you do English regional accents? Oh, come on, you did pretend to be a woman. I remember you were on Jen's stream, and um, yeah, you were very salacious. You were very suggestive. I still remember. I think I still have it somewhere. Well, probably won't be able to find it now. It was a few years ago. You have pretended to be a woman. I know you did. You're very good at pretending to be, I don't know, just a very, very bitchy woman. Alicia Clegg. No, I don't know of an Alicia Clegg. What's she like then? Oh, 2,000 subscribers and she's a platinum blonde. What does she talk about? She's a mother, I think. Don't really know what she's about, really. I mean, she looks like one of those. Oh, I can't remember now, but the British have this sort of puppet show thing, and she's one of the puppets in this. I can't even remember the name of the program, but it's some sort of sci-fi spacey thing, and she reminds me of one of those characters. All right, I'll try Gandalf. It'll be I'll do it now. I mean, the usual suspects can do it, of course. Con ops. I mean, Daniel. I guess he's a bit wary of me. Would you like to? But I think it'd be fun, Domingo, if you played a few characters and then did your spiel for all these different characters. I think that'd be fun. Somebody's just popped up on what's that? Maybe I can induce this person to talk to us about Carlyle, Thomas Carlyle. And okay, I know I haven't been really very energetic about promoting Koraniyule this year. Oh, not Daniel, not Connors, because you don't like them. Yeah, I know you guys want Jay, but he'll be exactly the same. He says I censor him, and he's like, no, I don't censor him. I don't want people wasting my time with their bluff hearty manner that they know works so much better in sound on YouTube than in the cold light of the written word. because the written word is so much more subject to analysis. You know, you read something, you go slow, you go back to it, you think about it. Well, words just flow over you, and if you have this bluff, hearty manner, that of a con man, then you're just going to bamboozle people. And, some people just, that's why people like Ralph. He has this sonorous voice in this echoing chamber, and it's like, ooh, a Gregorian chant, and so soporific and so soothing and so authoritative. Yeah, I know you would. I don't. It's depressing for me. I've been doing it for so many years, and nothing's changed. People won't change their minds. They're going to be saying, "We don't like it. We don't wanna, and you can't make us." And I don't want to talk to people like that anymore. Okay, I want to talk to people who are capable of rational argument and taking on new points, and understanding concepts like moral systems and religion and morality. Okay, metaphysics is a bit much to for I guess the nationalist community. I mean, this is really the problem. What I want to discuss, is only capable of being discussed by intellectuals, and I am bumping along at the bottom, hoping for, you know, barely educated people to engage with me on these things, and then they get angry, and then they get confused, and then they denounce me, I suppose. And I mean that's why I never seem to get anywhere with these people. And then the people at the top have too much to lose. So, I mean, it'd be great if I could pretend to be lots of people, couldn't I? I could pretend to be Ralph. Ralph eating humble pie and submitting to the power and glory of secular Quranism, and apologizing to me for giving me two copyright claims, right? Domingo, can you do that? Can you pretend to be Ralph? Do you think you can do that? Thank you for asking, OV. Yeah, he's avoiding me now. He's blocked me on Hangouts. He won't let me on his streams, and it's like, I know why you're being like that. He used to talk to me because you thought you could win the argument, and now you realise you can't, and that's why you blocked me. And Dennis Dale, he did the same thing too. It's like, you'll only talk to me if you're prepared to discuss secular Quranism, and contemplate the possibility that it might, one day be adopted, right? So, I mean, I do know that, a lot of nationalists are maybe, not the most socially adept people, and maybe they're intimidated by my my intellect, I suppose. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, I can't really do accents. I just love to be able to do all kinds of accents, particularly the English regional accent. And I'd like to do the southern accent if I could. I think it's charming. The Texan drawl. I guess I need a voice coach or something. I've said somebody Somebody said, oh, I might, she said maybe, so I'm gonna, cross both my fingers and hope she gets back to me, because women do add a touch of class to all this. And that's why, women do get pandered to, and that's why they have, a lot of unstated soft power, because they kind of create a kind, I don't know, an impression of respectability and coziness, I think. Dom, are you being naughty? Are you hurting my guests, or something? I don't like it when people abuse their power. So, Connor, so when are you going to come on? Well, Bront will come. I hope so. Okay, I guess I can't let you abuse your wrench too much. Um, and then I have to. Okay, I have removed the wrench from you. I'm sorry about that. Obviously something sort of got into your head, and it's very sad, isn't it? It's, abuse of power is a very short-term thing, and I'm afraid that it's something that people who think in the short term, i.e., atheists, fall prone to. Now, I don't want to give anyone a wrench. You don't need, if none of you have a wrench, then you don't need protection from each other. But yes, I'm grateful to people, with their suggestions about what to do, to protect my channel. And, I've just been thinking that this whole thing is like, we're such small fry, people don't care about us. And therefore, whatever message we have has to be, finely crafted and finely honed and presented in a way for maximum impact. And so, we of all people have to be clear and consistent and imaginative with our message. And I like to think that I do put my mind to it. And apart from being a footnote in the history of the West for introducing secular Quranism, I would like the best bits of my posts, explaining complicated ideas in a simple way, to, perhaps be set text for GCSE English. I mean, that's my little hope. I mean, I've been doing this for a few years, and I sometimes think it would be nice to have some acknowledgement and some credit and some success, and these are the limited forms in which I hope it will come. And I hope, as we're coming up to the season of goodwill, I want people to know that, I'm a very forgiving person. I try not to take things too personally, and I accept that a lot of people in fringe politics have, maybe a chip on their shoulder. They've been victims of the matriarchy. They have had, terrible lives from the school of hard knocks, and they may not be, the most optimistic, charming, open-minded people. So I must, take that into account, and And so I will have to be understanding, be forgiving, and be generally approachable to people of all kinds. And I know some people have been talking about, why I shouldn't have had Judas on, and I actually, I would have had him on. I was asking him last year, and he wouldn't because he wanted it to be called, I don't know, Hanukkah Yule or something, because you know he was just being a bit chauvinistic about it being, you know on an Islamic theme rather than a Jewish theme. You know what a Jewish chauvinist he is, but then he's full of contradictions, isn't he? He's a Jew who likes the alt right, and even likes one, quite a few of its leading members. So he's a mass of contradictions. But is he the only one? I remember my headmistress saying in a school report that I was a mass of contradictions. I wonder what she meant. Yes, he did. Judas went and bought a new tie and an orange tie and everything, and um, I'm sure. Did he do it just for? Oh, I don't know, but it was nice of him to wear some new clothes, and I might not have. I did notice anyway, so I didn't let it go unremarked. I know, women when they do put on something special like to be noticed, and I'm sure men feel the same thing too. So I guess I can, ramble on forever, talking about my year and my past few days of tangling with Ralph, who has just been so disappointingly petty about things. He went to a good school. He went to the same school that Nigel Farage went to. I find your question a little puzzling about whether my headmistress was a slave. Are you the same Tiffany? Or somebody pretending to be her? Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of these public school boys, they, in the olden days, they're supposed to be, men of honor, gentlemen, principled people, and now I fear that they have no principles. But I guess, that they're still kind of, um, for class reasons, considered to be desirable men, and because of their status and education. But many of them argue like women. It's not just Ralph. Many, many, many men don't know how to behave. And talking of which, masculinity was being discussed on Nolan Knows, and there was a person there, was an American, who was discussing it with him for about an hour. Was it Stephen Herbert or something? Let me just check his name and get it right for you. And basically, they were discussing um, how more difficult it is to be a man, because women just have to be women, right? They just have to look pretty. They just need to be polite and kind, and that's it. Men will desire them, but obviously more is required of men. And the title of it is "Why Men Need More Courage" with Stephen Baskerville on Noland Knows. I've tried, approaching Will, and he doesn't like me because he considers my idea political totalitarianism. So he's an Islamophobe basically, and he's going to be clinging to Christianity as hope of the salvation of the West. And I just want to be in a position to explain to him that Christianity only worked when Christians were prepared to burn heretics at the stake, and it stopped working the moment they stopped doing that. But it is testament to the power of the practice of marriage that after the 1600s, European civilization continued to prosper because there were still, sensible, honourable men in it who could kind of reconcile the absurdity that they're required to believe in while, using their common sense and knowledge of the world to advance their country, advance themselves and achieve great things for Western man. But in the last 50 years, because feminism has basically undermined the institution of marriage, you are now reduced to what you are. I have a suggestion about somebody who is always drunk, and he's been on my channel. I don't think I can bear to talk to people who might be drunk. But I don't know if you catch me at a weak moment. I'll maybe I'm anybody's. What exactly happened with Ralph? Well, he gave me 2 strikes because he basically said, well, he did a stream about me. You must have seen that one. I think it's about 6 hours, right? 6 hours. He's basically been streaming about me. He's obsessed with me. Yeah, I know, there is a kind of stickiness in secular Quranism. And, once you've understood it, you kind of can't unthink it. And talking about that, oh, I'd love to have Jen again. Jen won't talk to me now, will she? Will she? She's, I don't know. It'd be lovely to have her on after such a long time, but maybe she's too busy, doing other stuff on Discord, right? So yeah, Conop's drafted a 3-hour stream, and he couldn't bring himself to call me by my correct name. He's calling me all kinds of, racist variations of my name. Yes, I see Alison's names come up again. Yes, I would love to interview her, but she can't at the moment. All right. So I've asked a few nationalists, and they don't want to talk to me because of secular Quranism, I guess. So any other ideas? But I like the idea of Domingo being a guest in his various disguises, and it'd be fun if he pretended to be Jewish, wouldn't it? Tehran Pool. Well, we've kind of fallen out because he he doesn't agree with me about my position on Christianity, and I feel it's necessary for me to take that position just because I have to make that point. Politics is about making points. Paloo, yeah, I could ask him, couldn't I? Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, I've done it. I don't mind having Paloo on. I mean, he's a very, very intelligent man. And he knows his theology. I mean, there's a few people I think, oh, I'd like to have them. You sort of think that they'll say no again. I don't want to ask. Well, I'll have another think, obviously. I mean, I have tried new people, but, you know, people don't like me because of secular Quranism. I think if I didn't have secular Quranism, I'd probably be okay. I'd probably be considered respectable and a pillar of the community. Connell's asked, how is it possible to have a problem with Tehran? Well, Tehran is going straight. He wants to be respectable, and that's why his channel is about boring academics, and and we disagree with each other about our position on Christianity, and um, the whole thing started when he disagreed with some imam on the position Muslims ought to take with Christianity, and I agreed with that imam, and yeah, so that was the cause of it. I really wouldn't what? What are you asking? Um, Stephen James is appearing on Christmas, I think. Oh, I grind people's gears, do I, Gary? I suppose I do. I guess that's a part of my persona. Yes, I mean that is the thing about a lot of these Muslims. It's like, they have their own dark corners. I know the dark corners of Christianity. I know they don't like to talk about their Trinity because it's morally and intellectually indefensible. And I know with the Jews they don't like to talk about the Noahide laws because they know they haven't been teaching it. And I know with Muslims, it's like they're commanded by chapter 18, verse 4, to admonish. That's a word, people. Admonish those who claim that God has begotten a son. But when you talk to them, it's like, huh? What? Oh, it doesn't mean us. You know? So everybody cherry picks out of their own scripture. I'm the only one who basically rounds them up and says, look, this is what it says. You're not doing it, and they don't like me, and that's why they're avoiding me. So it's not just Christians. It's Jews, it's Muslims, and then they'll find some excuse like, oh, well, you haven't been that successful, have you? So there's no point in my talking to you because. That's what they do. Well, Patrick Bateman, I mean, I think he has some kind of white, white nationalist policy of not being seen to be talking to me. Well, if anybody can, usher a few interesting guests my way, I'll be happy to have them. I mean, I really don't think I'm a difficult person. I mean, I try to keep the conversation going. I'm actually grateful to all of you. Even people like Ralph, because these things are sent to trials, aren't they? And even if people are disappointing, they are intended, I suppose, to flex our muscles for patience and perseverance. And boy, do you need patience and perseverance in this business. But many years ago, a man said I was very, very patient, and he said it in a way that made me sound as if I was sinister, that my patience was sinister. But when you get your best compliments from your enemy, and yeah, so I thought, okay, good, at least I have this virtue of patience, or maybe it's just stubbornness. But yeah, maybe I'm a bit of a headbanger, right? I mean, I think you need to be a bit of a headbanger to be in this line of business. Hello, Diana. It'd be nice if you could join us. I mean, I, I do like the German accent, and you would be representative of the normie, and all the more valuable for that. And um, so, how about it, Diana? How about it? Do you want any conditions? Are there any words and subjects you don't want me to discuss, Diana? Mark Collard, years ago, when he appeared with me, said, you can't talk about secular Quranism. So that was my only interview with him, and I didn't talk about secular Quranism. Okay, Diana, you don't have to do it now, but it would be nice for you to be part of Koraniyule. And I know up until now I haven't been very energetically promoting it. So but I'm making up for lost time. It's the end of the first week of December. I've given myself a largish window because I'm basically making it go all the way up to Epiphany. So we can look forward to having Diana represent the normies on my little channel, and it'll have to be my little channel with only 234 subscribers because Ralph has ruined things for me. I hope he's satisfied, but as long as I can, talk into the abyss of the few people who come by and talk to me and take me seriously enough to denounce me, I suppose I shall have to be content. Well, yes, Conops, you represent normies as a young man, a youngish man. But I was delighted to have Tiffany. And somebody said that my conversation with Tiffany was scripted, and I thought, well, it was so the opposite of scripted that you know, if we somehow sounded scripted, well, maybe we have more talent than we actually do, and then what we actually think we do. So, yes, I know you men enjoy Tiffany. Well, so did I. Yeah. Somebody said it was scripted. Somebody called Mira or something, and I said, "Oh, you must be one of Tiffany's haters." And she said, "No, I've known you, ages ago, and you're, and so it wasn't one of your haters, Tiffany." Scotty Karate, how about you come and join me for Koraniyule? Would you like to do that? And we can talk about karate. Oh, and have you seen this man? There's a man who poses a danger to women because he's known for striking them. And he looks as if he is wearing a belt containing, oh, I don't know, I guess if you were an immigration officer, looking at, not immigration, I mean, security officer working at immigration, you might be a little suspicious, You'd have to. Yeah, when you check, when you have to go through security to get to your plane before you get to the duty free, and then they kind of make you, oh, you have to raise your arms and you could put them, and then, there's like, can they see you naked? When they make you, I don't know, it just occurred to me, and probably they're, sniggering at you or something. You're gonna hit me up in Hangouts, Scotty Karate. Thank you. Thank you for that offer. Great, we've got Scotty Karate, whom we know for a while, and he's a fellow YouTuber. I suppose I can do a kind of review of the year. I think I've had a good one. I mean, all years after a certain age, they sort of blend into another. I guess my highlights this year would be, well, Alison wouldn't think it was, a highlight, but anyway, I mean, sort of great moments of excitement and everything. That would be, her trial, and I did have some. Um, I was kind of acknowledged on Twitter. And what else? What else? I mean, that was really the only real event that happened in real life that isn't just taking place in our minds, right? What else? Have I made any further inroads on the fortress of hostility against secular Quranism. I did persuade one more person, in real life. And I'm basically saying to people, look, it's got to be, it's not going to be sorted by voting again, right? You must already know. That's why you're here. You know that it can't be solved by more voting and more political parties. You must know that already. And something new and radical has to be proposed and implemented. And the least you can do is be prepared to discuss it with somebody in real life that you trust. So I think you can all just find somebody, just one person that you can talk politics with, right? And if you dare, you can mention secular Quranism or anything short of secular Quranism. I think you owe it to yourselves to try. Even if you don't agree with it, and even if you hate the idea, you should at least run it by people to see how they react. Just one person, that's all I ask. Cookie says I should be on guest 5 by now. Well, I should be on guest 7. I mean, because I'm supposed to be doing one a day, right? Until Epiphany, but and I'm only on my second one. So if you have any further suggestions about guests, please get in touch and try and send them my way. Yeah, I guess I could ask Alex Woodrow, but it really, okay, what I'm concentrating on now, I mean, ideally, my perfect Koraniyule would be all women, my all women shortlist, They had Blair's babes, maybe it could be Blair's babes, right? What the hell is wrong with me? Obstructions, diversions, blind spots, maybe my own as well as others' circumstances. So those of you who want OV on, please go and encourage him, and that would be great. I'm trying to get Cultured Thug, but who seems to be, well disposed towards me. So, yeah, I'm happy to have any, white nationalist on. I'm supposed to be having a kind of audition for politically provoked. It's just the same old gang, isn't it? It's with Britney presiding. Diana, I'm surprised that you listened to OV. I didn't know you were following our activity so closely. I think I've run out of things to say. But if you can think of any ideas and guests who would be prepared to appear and be good value, please let me know. Why are you annoyed about the term white nationalism? What do you think it should be called? Or do you think it shouldn't exist at all? What do you mean, Dinah? Well, I'm getting a bit hungry too. And you're not being very helpful in helping me think of the next subject to talk about. Uh, I think somebody wants to come on. I wasn't planning on that. Okay, so right. Well, I guess Domingo can't join me, but maybe another time, maybe somebody else will join. I'll try this other person. Oh, a guest. Hello?
Hello, Claire.
Hello, Ralph? Is that you?
This isn't Ralph, Claire. This is the backhand of God. Come, come, the backhand of God come to strike you down, Claire. Because you have no blood, soil, or spirit, Claire.
I wanted
You're
to take people away from all these difficult and problematic associations with white nationalism, you
your
see.
your your model lacks explanatory power.
I've explained it so many times. I think people are just deliberately pretending not to understand. I like your voice in this form.
My
You
voice
sound
has
so
nothing to do with it, Claire.
masculine.
My voice has nothing to do with it, Claire. This is about your inability to understand concepts and ideas like blood, soil, and spirit.
I'm just a girl, I
Are,
guess.
are you, Claire? Are you indeed a female?
Don't you think I'm female? I may have a few masculine ideas and thoughts, and maybe a few masculine methods of doing things.
You speak of restoring the patriarchy, Claire, but you do not behave like a female should.
Well, I think I am a creature of my time, and it is precisely because there is no patriarchy that such a creature as myself has emerged to restore the patriarchy. Because I think if I were white and male, I would be, well, destroyed and possibly behind bars, you know.
Creature indeed, Claire. Creature from the dark, from the depths. Why do you insist on blaspheming and defaming God?
Oh, God doesn't care about what I say. You know, the sin of blasphemy is to protect us, it's to protect our faith in God. So if we
You
don't,
have but you have no faith in God, Claire. And for that
I think
I'm
in a
here to
way I
strike you,
do.
Claire. I'm here to strike you down, Claire. Because you're not prepared, Claire, for the Inquisition.
I wonder. I
You,
wonder what
you,
you have
go-
in
you,
mind.
godless woman with a model that has no explanatory power.
I think my model explains how things used to work. The practice of marriage enabling Western man to prosper and keep everything together, despite the fact that his beliefs were nonsense. It allowed
You will
him.
kneel, Claire. You will repent, Claire. Bless. Bless.
Very good. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Yes, we can have. Um, we will soon be having Domingo on in his many splendid personalities. And I guess this is now coming to the I'm now coming to the end of the stream. Thank you all for keeping me company, and I hope to see many of you on Koraniyule before the year is out.